I'm Melissa.
And I'm Jessie.
And welcome to our show.
Nameless.
Bunch of big hairy queens, cooler than you are me. Your evil seductions is the Nameless Productions. For your evil seductions is the Nameless Productions. For your evil seductions is the
In today's episode, we are kidding around. Specifically because we had an interview with Brett Wilson of RoC Creation.
Yes.
And it was a very fun episode. Jessie was out in San Diego. I was at the studio.
I was being a working mom.
Yes, and we will get to that because that is part of our topic today.
She was being a diligent dad. Brett Wilson was letting loose as a 4-year-old.
Yes. He has children of his own, and it was the one day that he had without children. And so he gave us some of his time, which was awesome.
Yeah.
But our interview was pretty cool.
Should we play it in the beginning? Like, ta-da, here's the interview.
Oh, yeah. Here. Ta-da. Here's the interview.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! That's perfect. So I tried to find all the dad things, and I put my mustache on and combed it. And
it looks amazing.
Jessie will be on soon. We're actually recording from 2 different locations today. There's Jessie.
What's up, Jessie?
Hey, Mom.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
I made it. Hooray.
Can you see his whole theme over there?
Yes, I can. You guys look amazing.
I knew you were already dressed like a mom today, so it worked out really good when he said to dress like a dad. I've never been a dad before.
Yeah, I've never been a dad before. You look amazing with your hammerhead.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I love it.
He's got his little blankie and all his stuff that he needs. Do you have your snacks and your sippy cup?
This makes me happy because I'm still in that vibe too. I have a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Nice. A boy or a girl?
A girl. I have 3
Nice.
kids.
I have a 10-year-old daughter and a 4-year-old daughter, and then my girlfriend has a 10-year-old daughter. So we have 3 most of the time, 50% of the time, but staggered. So
Yeah. Sometimes it's a little easier.
yes. Like today is the easy day, but then I'm like, I'm gonna pass out. I'm tired.
Well, at least you're comfortable there.
Yes.
I have
So
to
should I
take a nap.
Should I call you? What should I call you? Dad or
You can call
daddy?
me Daddy.
Yeah, daddy.
I'd like you to call me Daddy, please.
Who's your daddy? This is a great interview already. I'm having a wonderful time.
So we have not introduced him yet. We have a guest today, and Brett, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name's Brett Wilson. I play in a band, RoC Creation, which is kind of like a reggae rock band with a little bit of jam thrown in. Sometimes strangers on the street ask me what it sounds like, and I'm like, I don't know. It's like Sublime meets the Grateful Dead or something. I don't know. And then
It is.
And then, I do acoustic stuff on the side, to take care of my kids who I'm guest starring as today. And we have a good time. We have fun. We're from the Northeast New Hampshire. Yeah, I got 2 kids. My girlfriend has a kid, and today is kid-free day. So then I get to be a kid and hang out with you guys.
That is awesome because we like to be kids too. You see a lot of our shows and stuff, so we like to just dress up and have fun. So I'm glad that you were willing to do that with us today.
Of course. I watched the Cheech and Chong episode. That was a great one.
Thank you.
That was fun.
We seem to dress up like guys a lot.
Yeah, well, that's what inspired the dad thing. I was like, well, if they could be Cheech and Chong, or what was the other one? Not Bill and Ted, but Wayne's World. Then they could they could be dads.
Oh yes, and it's funny because Jessie's daughter just told us the other day that we should dress up as kids. So the next one we do, we'll have to do kids or something. Now we're parents. Right. Hey, I'll be a dad for a day.
Dads are just big kids.
Yeah,
they are. That's one thing I like about you. I knew you had kids before we talked. We talked a long time ago. We tried to get you on a show forever ago. I wasn't good at Zoom. And now we're good at Zoom. But that's one thing that I like. You always include the kids, and we get to see pictures of them and stuff sometimes. I like that because sometimes people keep that world completely separate.
Right.
Yeah. I've seen some people say, hey, I'm not going to include my kids until they're ready to sign off when they're 18 because I respect their boundaries, which is cool. But I mean, I've asked I show my kids what we're doing, where it's going.
Yeah.
They don't think I'm just taking a picture and then I'm like, hey, can we take a picture so I can show our fans? I'm not like misleading. They they know, and then I show them, hey, look at the people are commenting or whatever. I don't know. My 10-year-old gets excited because she wants to be a TikTok superstar influencer.
Yeah.
So she wants to do this. The 4-year-old sometimes is like, don't take a picture of me.
Yes. So that's cool. So your kids know what you do and they know what you work for. And I mean, 4-year-olds, they're not always proud, but it sounds like your older kid is really proud and excited about it. Is that something that do they keep you going and wanting to stay participating in it, the music scene?
Yeah, for sure. It's interesting. She showed me a screenshot the other day where she was listening to some of my music when she was at her mom's house on vacation. They went to vacation in Mexico for a week, which I was really stoked for her to do. Cool. And, I kind of got a little kid vacation where I was like, yeah, let's go. We're going to have such a good time. Me and my girlfriend were like, let's go to Canada. Let's do all this stuff. We ended up catching up on work and sleeping and watching TV shows.
That's usually what happens.
I was like, oh my God, I really am 40 years old. This is fucking terrible. But no, it was relaxing. But yeah, she does, my girlfriend tells me all the time, I guess she does look up to me quite a bit, which I need to really hone in on and pay attention to maybe a little bit more because, I do always think about, I'm raising kids or whatever, but she thinks, I do think she, thinks about the job as a musician as really important because she sees all the dancing and the people having a good time and that kind of stuff. She told me she might want to do more behind the scenes stuff because the idea of I brought her on stage maybe a couple times because she's
cool.
On the Grateful Dub album and she was like a little kid and she does this part where she's like a moment of silence for Jerry Garcia. She that's her shining moment. So I brought her up to do that, but she was so scared. She's like, I think maybe I want to do behind the scenes stuff.
The more you're in front of
involved in part of it.
Yeah.
And the more you're in front of a camera though, the more it gets easier and easier. So
they don't mind that shoot it, doing somersaults and flipping around and doing that stuff. It's just the live in person thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some millennials don't even know how to make a phone call. So it's fucking weird.
Right? It's can you just dial it? The numbers.
Order pizza. It's the ultimate test.
Yeah.
It's weird.
You said that she said that, about Jerry Garcia. And I did notice that a lot of your music, on our iTunes and such, it has a lot is the Grateful Dead music. And I thought that was funny because last week we did an interview with Jay Cantor and we talked about reggae background. And I brought it up to Jessie. I said, I when I was young, Grateful Dead is what really got me. I ended up thinking I was following the Dead at age 17, running away and going on this crazy adventure and being a hippie and living in a hippie lifestyle and, sleeping in cars and doing all those crazy things. And then here you are, I listened to your music and I'm like, dang, all right. So you have that, you're a Deadhead, right? I mean, you're definitely somebody that I wanted to talk to about this because that's the music that I was brought up on too. And I was like, that's what really got me in the beginning. And so seeing that everything is kind of like a coincidence because we were literally just talking about this.
That's cool. Yeah. Because I'm from the Northeast. In the Northeast, there's this there's a couple of kind of scenes. When I was growing up, so I was really into, art and music growing up. My parents, introduced me to a lot of like classic rock and soul and gospel and stuff. But the stuff I kind of discovered on my own through skateboarding and snowboarding, because there wasn't the internet back then. So
Right.
It was
you
just
would
the
like,
videos, right?
yeah, exactly. You'd watch the videos and it was a lot of punk rock. So
Yeah.
I got into punk rock and ska and, started to delve into a little bit of Jamaican music because of the punk influence, with the Clash and, all these bands sneaking in a little bit of the Jamaican stuff. But then, as I was listening to I have two stepbrothers, and one of them gave me like this big bag of tapes that I really wanted, like cassette tapes. And it was like hip hop and dance hall and all the explicit lyric stuff I wasn't allowed to have. My mom was like, she was a cool hippie lady, but she was like, no, there's drugs are bad and swears are bad. She kept, so I got this like trash bag full of cassette tapes. It was like this gold mine. And I was like listening to NWA and all this shit. And like,
Yeah.
I was super stoked. And then my friend gave me a Sublime cassette tape. And at the time, I was listening to a lot of Grateful Dead bootlegs and playing guitar and trying to figure out, how to play guitar, how to improvise, how to make up stuff on the spot. There's this Northeast jam band scene, which is kind of like Fish kind of blossomed off into all these little tiny bands that were playing in the Fish parking lot scene. And there was this really vibrant, festival scene and jam band scene going on. And I'm into skateboard culture. So I'm like kind of fusing all these things in my mind and trying to figure out how to play guitar. And then I hear Sublime and it's like every band that or artist that I ever liked in one band.
Yeah.
And it like blew my mind. And I was like, man, if I start a band, I want it to be like this sound, like this, but mixed with like the jam band thing that is part of the Northeast, with kind of my mindset on life. Obviously Bradley had his own, stuff going on, he's battling his own demons, like Southern California culture. So like that was kind of like my, where I come from, the roots of where I come from, the roots of creation,
The roots
whatever.
of your roots.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's awesome. I think that's super cool. I love listening to your music. It's definitely a really good vibe and puts you in a good, just a good spirit. And I like that a lot. So
you grew a beard while you were listening to
did.
the
I
music.
turned into a dad and everything. So you've played a lot of places, right? You've played internationally and everything, right?
Yeah, I've played, let's see, for countries, not a ton of different countries, but I've done Costa Rica, Jungle Jam in Costa Rica. I've done Mexico, Closer to the Sun Festival is kind of my vacation that I go to, but I played there officially once and non-officially brought up with lots of friends up there, like Slightly Stupid to jam on songs. And I'm trying to think if there's any other countries, just the Virgin Islands, which is part of US territory, which is fucking weird.
That's
like
cool.
we own the Virgin Islands, so they're part of the US, but it's a territory, so they can't vote. But it's a cool vibe.
I didn't even know that. So I learned something new today.
I didn't know about it either.
Yeah.
I was like, I started researching the US territories. There's Guam, US Virgin Islands, and I'm trying to think of the other ones. I think Hawaii was one for a little while, and then we made it
state now.
Yeah, we made it a state. So very, very interesting there. But I'd love to do some more touring, especially like in Europe, Indonesia and Japan. Some of these places that I've noticed, like when we went through the pandemic, we played a lot of did a lot of live streams and did a lot of Facebook ads and like tried to expand the presence and use the internet because that's all we could do.
Right.
And I started to notice like these pockets of fans in Indonesia and Japan, and that was kind of cool seeing that happen.
Like all of those people are watching. Yeah, that's awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was wicked cool. In terms of the United States, we've played all over the place, but there's still some states we haven't played, like Alaska, Hawaii, the Dakotas. I think there's probably about like 8 to 10 states I haven't ever jammed in.
Dang. So
wow. How funny.
Do you have a
favorite state?
Like a favorite place that you've played?
After watching your podcast, I would say my bucket list place is the same as everybody else. I've never played Red Rock, so that's my bucket list.
I like this.
It's the same as everyone. I
like that.
I think that's every person's dream. In fact, what made me laugh about your Cheech and Chong thing was the artist Denim that a lot of my good friends work with. One of the guys in the band who I made friends with in Mexico, he dressed up as Cheech and Chong. I saw on Instagram.
Oh, so Cowabunga.
Yeah. Half of his face was Cheech and and Redman posted it on his reels and it went viral, which is fucking hilarious.
Awesome.
That was so funny.
Yeah, we saw it, I think, right before 420, and we did the 420 episode, and then we've wanted to do it. And so I think he inspired us to do our Cheech and Chong.
That's great.
Episode.
Yeah, that's great.
He definitely did. Yeah, we've actually met him before. It was funny when we met him because I stood next to him. I knew who he was, and I was like, "You don't even know who I am, do you?" And he was kind of like, "Wait, who are you?"
Who are you, man?
So I think it's pretty cool that your bucket list place would be Red Rocks, especially like you said, like that's everybody's place where they want to play. And you've played so many places and you've played internationally that I think it's pretty magical that that's still your I want to play there spot.
Yeah, my mom actually, she's a very interesting lady. She brought me up, vegetarian. She worships like this, like kind of like, to me it's a little culty. Don't tell her I said that. But it's like
she doesn't watch this.
She will. She's fine.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mom. She worships this like guru that's like into meditation, yoga, but like, I was brought up going to like these giant like yoga and meditation events. Retreats and stuff. That's like cool. The first city I ever went to from the woods of New Hampshire was Bombay, which is Mumbai, India. So I thought cities were like that, which was extreme poverty and just like craziness, cows in the middle of the road. So like that's like kind of where I come from, like, out of left field. So, but she's really cool and really encouraged like art and music aside from like the funky stuff and the being a crazy cat lady. But
my mom's a crazy cat lady too.
There's wild turkeys were in the yard today. But it's really cool in the woods here. Like it's only an hour from Boston. Like it's really nice. But I forget what I was saying. Oh yeah, she bought for my graduation present for high school. She brought me a trip to Colorado because my friend had moved out to Fort Collins, and he wanted me to come to Reggae on the Rock. So in 2000, when I graduated high school, I flew out there and went to Reggae on the Rocks. And I still remember walking to the top of Red Rocks, being stoked on how many people were there and being like, all right, cool, let's smoke some weed, and like pounding a beer and like taking a hit off of the weed and then the elevation hitting me and being like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of we've been there, so we know. Yeah, we definitely know how that is. Yeah, it was rough.
And he was like, take it easy.
Except we don't drink, so we didn't get that. So
yeah, this was when I was 18. I actually stopped drinking maybe 4 years ago. I don't remember at this point, but
that's cool.
So I don't drink anymore as well.
Yeah. We both quit drinking around the same time. Before we even knew each other, we both quit drinking. So we're coming up on 2 years. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. It's kind of cool because a lot of really cool things have happened since stopping drinking. So I will definitely say that it was the best decision I ever made.
I agree with you guys. I never really saw myself as making that decision, but it was free everywhere I went.
Yeah,
every show I played, it was free. So it was like I was never really like a big drinker at home. I would honestly like rarely drink, more like a social drinker.
Yeah,
but it got to the point where it was like, okay, free tequila backstage every night, free beers, and then it's like I'd have like 1 or 2 beers or whatever, and then get off stage and everybody's like, sick show, and then they're like, let's do a shot, and then the next day, like you're not like super hungover, but you're a little bit hungover, and then you're like, oh, let me just get rid of the hangover real quick, and then hair of the dog, and then I get home and I wouldn't drink at all because I was just like, whatever. So it's just more like mild binge drinking, having fun, being a musician or whatever. But when I had my kids, and I was like trying to figure out custody with their mom, I was just like, you know what, I'm like, I need to make sure like I'm on the straight and narrow. Like I want equal custody with the kids, and you know, I don't like hangovers anymore. So and I want to lose weight and be healthy. So here's three
Good reasons.
all of those
here's
things,
three
all of
reasons. Just let's try it out. And then
Yeah.
I was like, my girlfriend was down with it. She's like, I'll do it with you or whatever. And she'll have a hard cider every now and then, you know, whatever, but she doesn't, it's not really her thing. She just like kind of hangs with me in solidarity and is like not into it. So I agree with you guys, but people
Yeah.
are weird. It's weird, you know, playing sometimes because that was like what took the edge off.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So,
So
to
now
go
what
out
do you
on
do?
stage,
Feeling.
How do you take the edge off now?
I don't.
It's just, oh, you're always edgy, huh? I get it. I do.
No. I mean, it more of like what I'm talking about, like you're behind the stage and there's like a couple hundred or 50 or a couple thousand people. And it would be like, take a shot, you know, go out, liquid
Yeah.
courage.
No, I understand.
There's no liquid courage anymore. So it's like, all
It's
right,
all you, huh?
it's
real
all me.
courage.
I'll have to call up you and be like, Daddy, help me out. I need some courage.
Oh, here's Josta.
Right.
She's going to be coming on.
What's up, Josta? All right, let me take a sip here.
Where'd she go?
I have those cups.
Those are pretty cool cups, though. I don't know.
It was hard for me to find a lid today. I don't know if you ever have that problem, but like I was like, I found the broken one.
Now she'll go, I came in for a second. We're trying to push her. We keep pushing her to like, that's what we do anyways. We push people to be there to do their best selves, you know, and Joss is amazing at what she does.
It's a good segue because we were talking about liquid courage and like having to just have your own now and getting on Zoom and like speaking with people. That's a hard one for people.
Yeah.
That was my least favorite thing about like playing in a band. Like, well, not about the Zoom, but just like talking on the mic to people. Like, that was another thing. Like the shot of tequila or whatever was like, let's fucking party. Like I get the crowd amped up. Like now I can do it like no problem without anything or whatever because it's second nature. But like the public speaking part, I never like. I was like, I didn't think that was part of like playing music. Like I was just like, no, I'm just gonna play guitar and sing, and it's like, oh, I gotta talk to people and
you gotta
like,
build them up, get them excited, hype them.
Yeah, which is cool. Like I'm down with that. It's just, you know, I understand how people, you know, might be scared to go on. It's like whatever, just be yourself, and people will take it or leave it. Just fucking do your thing, you know?
Yeah. It took us a minute to figure it out. And then we're like, well, everybody else is doing Zoom, so maybe we should do Zoom too. And then we get to meet more people in farther places and not so limited to just being here in California. You know, because what we're trying to do is we're getting everybody's name out there because, you know, if there's one or two people that we know or 10 or 12 or however many, we want them to listen to you guys and hear what you guys got. And I can't wait to see you guys in person. So you guys have shows coming up, right? Yeah.
So we do a lot of festivals in the summer. So in the Northeast, there's like a lot of these like it's a little bit like California and Colorado, in the sense where there's like a lot of these little festivals. So there's like a lot of cannabis festivals. We play in Maine because that's one of the states that's like really pro cannabis. New Hampshire is lagging very far behind the time. We just approved medical cannabis a little while ago. But you know, and so we have that. We just went to Florida and California. Trying to think of what else.
Are you coming back to California at all anytime soon?
It's
I know
funny.
we missed you. You were in Ventura, right?
Yeah, we did Cali Vibes, which I think we're actually we made these limited edition hats for. I think we're probably going to release our Cali Vibe set on Spotify and stuff. I haven't told anybody yet, so you guys are the first people to know that. So we just started like a Patreon, and like we just launched that. We have 5 people that have hopped on board, and shout out to them for making that happen. That's going to help fund all our new music. So if anybody wants to join that, just patreon.com/Roots of Creation.
Sounds like you're beating somebody. I guess there's a kid getting in trouble.
That's the sound of the shark.
I'll mute it for a second. Let's see.
But yeah, for shows, we got a ton of stuff going on in the Northeast. What's up, Josta?
I'm unmuting her. Ask to unmute. You got to click it.
Do you have any videos coming out? I just did an interview today with Jeff from Raised Fist Propaganda. He told me to let you know.
That's awesome. Yeah, we have let's see, either two or I'm trying to think if we have 3 videos that he made. He did Casey Jones featuring Dan Kelly of Fortunate Youth. He did Struggle with Ross MG from Sublime, and he did Light It Up with Mighty Mystic. So he's really been our only videographer so far. You know, so we've done one little Sugar Shack session out in Wyoming where we did like one song. That's also a dream of mine too, to do one of their little sessions. So Red Rocks and Sugar Shack are 2 goals.
That's awesome.
And Jeff is an amazing videographer, very lots of energy, one of a kind human being.
Yeah, it's cool that we got to meet him, and she's actually just did an interview with him today, and now we're meeting with you. It's the circle is so big, but yet people just don't know who's all in it yet, you know. And I like what we're all doing. We're all building this community and opening up the circle now to where now we are all really getting to know each other. And this whole community is beautiful. And like, the more people we meet, the more blessed I feel, like, really. Like,
me too.
100%. I think the community is the foundation of everything that happens, whether it's a festival or music or a podcast like this. Without the community to listen or show up or support it, then nothing's happening. So I feel like that's the foundation for everything.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, Josta.
Hi. I made it.
You did.
Welcome.
Hi.
Did you have any questions?
Oh, I don't know what all you covered.
Probably not what you covered.
Yeah,
What you want to cover?
I doubt it's anything to do with what we've just been babbling about.
Oh yeah, Brett's gonna call me daddy.
Yeah.
So
Sugar
I
daddy.
see that Jessie's not dressed like a man. What happened?
she's
I'm
the
a
mom. And if you look at Brett, he's got his blanket and his sippy cup, and he is a child.
I'm a 4-year-old.
Nice.
I'm not gonna throw a temper tantrum for you guys. Though.
Oh, please do it. Let's see.
I had no. I want the purple sippy cup.
Can't have the purple one, okay? It's in the dishwasher.
So I guess the only question I would have for Brett, my question would be, I know you have a couple girls. Are they interested in music? Do they want to learn anything from you? Do they get involved in it?
We were talking about them earlier, but we didn't delve into this particular question. So it's good. It's a good summation or some sort of big word.
That's a good word.
To describe this. So they like to dance. So they have their own band. My girlfriend's daughter and my 10-year-old daughter, they're both Geminis, and they both love to sing and dance. So they have their own band called the Dance Sisters.
Oh, that's
and they do like TikTok dances and whatever. Like downstairs, they'll dance for hours. And then my 4-year-old wants nothing to do but be that. Like, if she could be anybody when she grows up, she wants to be them. So she'll try to learn all their dances, and then they'll have to come upstairs and be like, "Can you take Iris for a little while, please?" Because they want to do stuff for real. Like, and she's like, you know, she's blocking their stardom in the basement.
Yeah.
But I brought them into the studio one time before they wanted to do like a Shawn Mendes cover, and we tried that out. My daughter loves music class. I actually just I'll show you guys over here, just bought this piano at Guitar Center the other day, and we put, I don't know if you can see the letters and
oh yeah, that's cool.
I just ordered the letters on Amazon and like stuck those on so they could start kind of learning that. So they're doing it, but I'm not trying to like shove it down their throat, because every behind the music thing I've watched when the the parents do that, they end up with some sort of fucking complex of like, I'm not as good as my dad.
Yeah.
Are they into the reggae music or?
Yes,
no?
they are. So my 4-year-old really likes there's a Soja a lot.
Yeah.
And their mom played like stick figure Smiles on Faces when the 4-year-old was being born. Both of them were born at home, so we did like home births, which were pretty intense. So the mom like wanted that song. It was like calming her, Smiles on Faces. So my 9-year-old hates that song, like because it reminds her of like being the only child, like going away and having to hear this over and over again, and her mom like screaming because it was like painful. So she was like,
traumatic. It's trauma.
She does not like that song, but she loves our music, and they both love Bob Marley. They've seen Ziggy Marley, and they've met the Wailers, and they've had some like really amazing experiences. But I think like in terms of like what they listen to, if you looked at my Spotify playlist, it's a lot of pop music and whatever is like popular on TikTok. But they do like reggae rock music. It's just not what's cool with their friends currently.
Oh yeah.
To go to bed, I was saying that both of them, my girlfriend's daughter and my daughter, listen to music to fall asleep. Where they have like Beats headphones. They listen to my music a lot. So for them, it's more like mellow, calming. Like they're like, why do you write so many love songs, Dad? You need more like, trap music.
That's fun.
I like that. They're keeping you in line.
Where can everybody find you? Like, what are all of your like places that they can go to find you?
So let's see. The best places to find me would be we have a website, rootsofcreation.com, and you can follow us on everywhere, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, at Roots of Creation. We have this cool like text message app where I can like communicate with people, and there's no algorithms to like block stuff. So if people want to text me, I don't know if you can see it, but it's 617-752-8096.
Okay.
And then we have the RoC family Facebook group, and really anywhere, we're everywhere and anywhere. We just started TikTok a little while ago because my daughters were like, "You got to get on it." I'm like, "Okay, I'll do it."
Awesome.
We'll do it.
And Jessie has a famous question that she has to ask everybody.
Yeah.
Yes. If you could be any animal, what animal would you be?
I watched this on the thing, and I've thought long and hard about it, and I.
He's like, shoot, I was prepared.
They ask everybody this.
I would say a lion, king in the jungle, very much like the conga player. You have the harem like the gorillas. I saw his comment about that. That's pretty awesome. Plus reggae and lions, and go hand in hand. So I would probably go a lion, either that or some form of a cat. Maybe a house cat, just chilling, everybody scratching my belly, playing on
stuff. Might get that from your mom.
Yeah, exactly.
Your mom put that in your head right now.
She did. She's in my head, but she doesn't let him outside. I'd have to go outside, like a Maine Coon cat, like chasing birds or something.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Who's your daddy? Who's your dad? So that'll be fun. So the other girls had to go. I couldn't get them back on, so I didn't want to leave the interview just like that. Even though it did end at a very perfect time, we were like laughing, all of us, because it just like right when you said that, it ended, and I was like, well, we got all our questions answered. But I thought it was rude not to at least come back on and really thank you for being a guest on our show, and
of course,
I asked very many questions about the band, so I just kind of wanted to ask that, who's all in your band with you? Did you want to give some shout outs to the band members? And
sure. Yeah. So the band is kind of like a collective in the fact that there's a lot of people that like kind of like rotate in and out in the studio and on stage, which is pretty cool. We've developed like this like roster of people that Sublime was kind of like that too. People don't like, they see the pictures of just the three guys, but there was like
so many
Marshall and
people
Ross
involved in.
MG. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I like that kind of vibe, but we have like, you know, some main like really important people, like Tal on keyboards, who's been there almost since the beginning, and Andrew on saxophone, who's been jamming with us for a decade.
Okay.
And then our crew, like Pete Boards, Pelican, doing sound. He's done all of our albums and he does our live sound. And Blake, who takes all of our photographs and does our like stage teching, like so that every time we do a show that there's like amazing photographs, people can like relive the moment. And so we have that, and then we have a roster of, you know, amazing people to come in and out, like Rimo from Stupid jammed with us at Skull and Roses Ventura with the bassist Alific, who used to play with Stick Figure and plays with Johnny Cosmic. And then we have like some awesome people in the Northeast that have played on our albums and tour with us. So like, you know, we just have a lot of great relationships with people, and we're always expanding that to like have super jams. And when we played in Florida, we had Marshall from Cashed Out jammed with us on drums. So that was pretty awesome.
That's
I
cool,
love those guys. So we have a great musical family that, you know, we rely on to
into that family. And it's really nice because we're getting to know the artists as well as the fans. And so that's what we're kind of trying to do too, is just bring everybody together, because like, I mean, this is a cool bro chat, you know, like we're good friends, you know, it's pretty cool. Right?
I love hanging with my dad and talking music.
Right?
And,
I mean,
and darts.
You know, I taught you everything you know, son. So
Where's your guitar?
oh man, I do. You know, the funny thing is I literally do have guitars. I have 2 guitars. I do not know how to play at all. I have always wanted to. And now that I have so many amazing artists in my life, I'm like, okay, somebody's gonna be like, teach me sometime. Like, wait, you don't play? But yeah, I'm gonna learn. Where's your guitar? Are you gonna play something for us?
I would, sure.
Yeah, that would be really cool. All right, I got you.
I'll keep the shark, but I'm taking the Mickey Mouse ears off.
Oh dang, you're gonna play with the shark and everything.
We might have to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll play one of our new songs, Ocean Moon.
I like that one. I actually was just listening to that. It's super awesome.
Yeah, we tried to add in some of the beat style and production that my daughters like on that. Like, I don't know if you could hear a little bit of like, yeah, like the trap and stuff. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so they're working on a TikTok dance for that. So everybody, this is Brett Wilson from Roots of Creation. This is a brand new track, Ocean Moon, that we released a couple weeks ago, and we are releasing an acoustic version soon as well. So you can hear the two styles, the original one, the acoustic one, and then the produced one. So here we go. And this one, the live acoustic.
The very first one. No.
Exclusive dad acoustic.
I'm so proud to be your father.
Every week I got a job to do. Every day get the kids to school. Every hour I got time to lose. Every second we escape the rules. Every month gotta make it rain. Every year got myself to blame. Over a decade and it's still the same. Wasted time, petrified and afraid to change. Hear hormones of ecstasy. Promised land against a tree. Some burnt skin mixed with clean laundry. I choose you, you're my everything. Feel love burning in your eyes. Some in the beast that I pierce the skies. Lifetime of truth, no time for lies. Hotel rooms, cloaked in alibi. Wrapped in a cocoon, it's a secret. You're untouchable and sacred. You're my ocean moon, so majestic and intelligent. We're living proof. Damn, I was a fool before I met you. Taste was bitter, booze was flowing, chasing the blues, self-destruction and depression till I drink your juice. Nothing's changed, they stay the same, but the hourglass still remains. Send particles trod through rough terrain. Our hearts beat forever in a day. Divine connection unexplained. A bubble burst, buzzing us to flames. Back at your demons, cause it's so deranged. Take a leap from faith, are we insane? Yeah. Pheromones of ecstasy. A promised land against a tree. Some burnt skin mixed with clean laundry. I choose you, you're my everything. Feel love burning in your eyes. Some in the beast that appears the skies. Lifetime of truth, no time for lies. Hotel rooms cooked in alibis. Wrapped in a cocoon, it's a secret. You're untouchable in secret. You're my ocean moon, so majestic and intelligent. We're living proof a demo was a fool. Before I met you, taste was bitter, booze was flowing, chasing evil blues. Self-destruction and depression till I drank your juice. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Wrapped in a cocoon, it's a secret. You're untouchable in secret. You're my ocean moon, so majestic and intelligent. We're living proof the demo was a fool. Before I met you, taste was bitter, booze was flowing, chasing evil blues. Self-destruction and depression till I drank your juice. Yeah, it's a little acoustic Ocean Moon for you.
That is so awesome. That's such a great song. And the words are like so cool. So what inspired you to write that song? Like, what is the meaning behind it to you? Like, what does it mean to you?
Man, so this song, I was having a little bit of like writer's block. Like I had all these old songs that I wanted to figure out and I hadn't written anything in a while. And I contributed to my friend's Kickstarter project, this great folk artist, Eli Lev, Lev, who I'd become friends with during the pandemic. And he was like, one of the things you could do is if you pledge a certain amount to the Kickstarter, you can be part of a songwriting retreat, which I had never done before.
Oh, how cool.
So for 3 days, like I didn't do any behind the scenes bullshit, no social media stuff. 6 hours each day, we just focused on like songwriting. And we had to put a timer on after we brainstormed all our ideas and we had like 60 minutes to come up with a song from like the kind of sketches or the idea. So I came up with like this chorus and a verse from the song in the 60 minutes, and using the techniques in the course, I was able to like break through the writer's block and like have some structure to the songwriting. Because normally it's like I'm just like let's wait for inspiration to spread, but I had to kind of dig deep and like, so that was like the first time I had ever done that. And it was like a really great experience. And then through the rest of the time, I like fine-tuned everything. And then, after the course, sent it to a producer. He produced things the way I liked it. Then the band hopped on, replaced some of his parts and added like real instruments on top of like, the computerized like drums and stuff.
Right.
And, it was a really cool experience. Just, it was probably the fastest song that we ever made that was like written, recorded, produced, and then released like in a very, very short period of time. You know what I mean?
So how long did it take you to write the song? The 3 days that you were there or at the retreat?
The bulk of the song was written in that 60-minute period.
Wow. Yeah.
But the brainstorming session prior.
Yeah.
So you could say like the 3 days of the
about
retreat.
3 days
and then,
of it. And then boom,
yeah,
you got this magical song that like, it really is. And it like the words of it, I'm real bad with holding on to words, but like, or I have to read it. So I really like when you guys offer your song lyrics and such, because then I read it and then I'm like, oh yeah, I remember every word.
I keep thinking like that I love the same thing too. Like I'd like to read the lyrics while I'm like listening, because I'm the same way as you. Like I don't always remember, or I think I'm hearing something that this is not actually the lyrics
I'll
of
be
the song.
singing way off and people are gonna be like, what? Nah, that's not what it says. I'm like, that's what it says now.
Like, but yeah, the song is you know, I went through like a divorce and like a custody kind of, not necessarily like a battle in court, but like trying to figure out mediation, co-parenting. Met my girlfriend. She's really into the ocean. It's kind of like reminds me of like a mermaid, like surfer, like, you know, chick. So like there's a lot of her and like that in there, and then like some mental health battles and being a dad, and like kind of like balancing all the plates in the air. It's kind of like the general kind of gist of,
I mean,
you know,
literally
things.
after us talking for just this short amount of time, I knew that song had a lot to do with personal experience and your life and what things are, what you're going through and what you've been through. And so that's cool. I like when artists do that and pull from their own personal experiences, because you really get to know them better that way. Sometimes artists don't sing about them personally, and so they're a completely different person than what you hear them singing sometimes. And so I like that you seem to be very 100% you in everything that you do. And that's like, even you bringing your children into it as well. It's this is me, this is what I do, this is my family, this is our lifestyle, and this is what we've made our life.
100%.
I like that about you. And so I appreciate that about you, because we need
Thank you.
people like you and artists like you who are 100%. It's nice to have that. And dang, it's even nicer to have like a whole hour and a half or something speaking with you and getting, you know, this one-on-one time. So I'm super stoked. I appreciate every minute that you gave to us today.
My pleasure. You know, it works both ways. Like, you know, like I said, like it, you know, it's hard, you know, and in the song talks about it's hard, you know, juggling things, you know, you're not always feeling 100% no matter who you are, whether you're a superstar, you know, a working class musician such as myself, a normal person, 9 to 5. Everybody has their ups and downs. So today I was a little tired from my kids, not really having the best, you know, of mental mind states. So to be silly and pretend like I'm a 4-year-old and play some music and connect with you guys, you know, made my day great too. So
you
it
know,
works both ways.
I'm also struggling today. I've had the same thing. My mental health isn't 100% either. Today I was like, dang, well, at least I can dress like a man. I don't have to wear makeup. I don't have to be super like, you know, womanly and myself that I would normally be. And this was cool too, because I'm like, dang, this fits everything that I needed today. So, you know, we all bring out the best in each other. And sometimes we need to pull each other and lift each other and also make each other act out like in a different way. You know, drinking, I would have done this shit all day long and not been embarrassed about it, not been anything. And so now that I'm not partying and stuff, I'm like, dang, I can still party. I can dress up. I can have fun. I can laugh. I can enjoy it. And it's really cool.
And you're actually like in it. You're experiencing it. You know, not everything is great. Yes, you'll remember it tomorrow.
Exactly.
But I think, you know, we're not therapists, but for me, it's like, it's therapeutic to talk to people that are like-minded and like hang out and just, you know, have a good time, you know?
If you're ever out here in the Inland Empire, Riverside, California ever, you'll have to come out to our studio, because we've pretty much—
I would love to, yeah.
Yeah, we've pretty much made it a playhouse. You know, we all grow up, and that's the problem. We grow up and then we forget that we're allowed to be kids at heart sometimes, you know, like you have to be. So.
I love it. Yeah. Riverside, actually, I had a great show there once on tour with Badfish at the Municipal Auditorium.
Oh, it's beautiful there. Yeah, that's actually right down the
everybody
street.
Everybody was so stoned, like more stoned than any show on the tour. It was crazy. They were so, I was like, man, like, I think we're off tonight, man. Like, cause I was like trying to get people riled up. I was like, how you fucking doing tonight? And you're like, I'm like,
So
you don't
Riverside-
know, like,
Riverside people are obviously we're all stoners here. Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah. We're
When I
actually
got
right
off
down the
stage,
street.
they were like, "You're so sick," and I was like, "Okay, all right." Like,
That's so funny. Well, I'm sorry. If you come back, I'll make sure that they're louder next time.
no, it's cool. Like, no, we got them riled up. It just took a little bit more, and I was I was internalizing in my brain, like, is it me? Like, or
Nah,
is the band on point?
We
Like,
don't know how crazy we're allowed to be around here. They put a stop to things real quick. So everybody's a little afraid here to get too loud. I'm gonna speak up for us. We're like, all right, what are we allowed to do? They pretty much
I looked at
stop
the
everything
pictures.
fun here.
The-
So
the pictures are like I mean, there's like 2,200 people going
dang,
nuts. It's
that's
just
cool.
like, I don't know. I just was the mindset, but I think everybody was like, "No, we're on edibles, man." Like, I'm like, "Oh, okay,
nice.
I got you.
We got a good Riverside drop of edibles that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I will probably let you go or before.
That sounds
whatever you
perfect.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Well, you have a good day and tell your girlfriend thank you for letting us take up some of your time today. And you guys have a good
I
rest of
totally
your
will.
No Kid Day.
Thank you so much. Enjoy your evening.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
No.
The dogs are going.
It's so cool we're allowed to be kids right now because it is definitely a let
Needed.
loose kind of day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All week I was like, I just have to make it till Friday. I just have to make it till Friday.
Me too.
Even knowing Friday, we fully booked Friday.
Like Friday is completely booked up. Like from the minute I woke up this morning, I have like a schedule, a very tight schedule that I'm on until 10 p.m. tonight.
Same, but mine ends
Yeah.
more at like 8.
It doesn't. Well, yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
I'm not even sure.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Fuck, I don't even know. Anyways, she knows what she's doing. I'm a kid. I'm a kindergarten. I don't know anything. I'm confused. But yeah, so we super booked today.
But we knew we had to. So
Yeah.
Jessie and I have been super behind. I came to the playroom today because we are children. We're being children because children are carefree and they, in the right lifestyle, have, that, I don't know, playful attitude and just like not.
They still have the imagination,
Yeah.
the freedom, and they are able to enjoy themselves at any moment with anything, and they can entertain themselves with it, which is something that adults have lost. Or if adults do it, then we're just like, I guess,
Weird or
fidgeting
something.
Yeah. I
Well,
don't know. It is weird if adults play with Barbie.
I want to play with Barbies. That's why you have to dress up like a kid and do like a podcast.
Yeah, and then
And then you can
be
play.
like, "No,
No, but
it's
it was
for
we were working all day.
boom, justified."
Some people still call that fucking weird though, but who cares about those people?
We don't.
I mean, we care, but
Maybe.
they're not invited.
Exactly, they're not invited.
Yeah.
Today was the day, as we're filming, that I dropped episode 43. Now, before you watch this, you're gonna have episode 44, and this is episode 45.
Right.
None of that fucking matters to you guys. 'cause
But it
that's
matters
me
to
and
us
her.
because we've had so much going on. We did the beach cleanup. After that, on Monday, we had another interview that we had scheduled, which didn't go through, but we still were in the studio working.
Yes.
Also, Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday, we had our very first bulk order of koozies and patches. Jessie and I were super busy getting all of that together, and it's really cool because we did official merch for a band, and that's like super, super, super cool.
It feels very cool. So she was breaking down our schedule, and part of that is when we did the interview, as you guys saw, I was at the beach. I was at the beach doing the interview with Jeff, Raised Fist Propaganda, episode 44. So that day I double booked, the same as today. I double booked. So
Yeah.
both of these episodes we are filming on the same day.
Yeah.
How weird. I don't even think I realized that
I didn't
until
realize
said
that
it.
either until you just said it too. Yeah, and I
Oh.
triple booked because I have my middle son, he is graduating college, so we have to go do all of those things tonight. So we're trying to record two episodes, and I need to get somewhere by 5 o'clock today.
So time slot.
So yeah, we have a lot of very small time slots to get things done. And it's been, this week has been like constant, like it hasn't stopped. It's from when I've gone from, and I'm sure you have too, from one job to another job.
Task.
To another. They are jobs.
They're jobs, but like she has a job.
Yeah.
She goes to work and has a job. And then we have Nameless and we have Dirty Sisters. And like she said, we got our first merch order. That was a bulk order. And that job comes with at least 24 tasks.
Yeah, it does. Try not to say so much still, but it's not working.
Well, I mean, I was saying it before.
Yes.
So it's, I don't know. Both of us were working for the weekend.
It's like I didn't feel like I had any organization or anything, or like you would say balance to what we were doing and accomplishing. But now that I look back on it, and I'm like, oh wait, but we got it all done, and it got done good, and there was like there was balance to it.
Yeah, there really was.
Yeah.
There was.
I didn't feel like it at all.
Even today, where I was like, wow, is it weird that we're double booking? And then when I said it out loud, we double booked it the first time when we filmed these episodes.
So it just means this was meant to be anyways.
Yes. And so, I don't know, the juxtaposition of it just worked out, and it paralleled its own self in a way that we were like, oh yeah, right path, cool.
And it's really chilly outside today, so it was perfect because we are able to wear our onesies and it's not like burning up or anything.
Well, and like I said, I was like, I just have to make it till Friday. And do you know why? We've been talking how busy we are this whole time. This is letting loose.
I mean,
Brett Wilson said it, and I agree. And we both have been saying, can we just have a fun episode for a fucking minute? Gosh, we're working so hard and going so many places and talking to so many people. And now we're wearing pajamas and eating snacks.
And just chilling, which is so much needed.
And we're still doing our job.
I didn't think that I could do anything else this week, you know?
Yeah.
Yesterday I crashed out so early. Like, I was like, I cannot take any more. I looked at my husband and I'm like, babe, I can't. I'm done. Like,
tapping out.
I literally probably said I'm tapping out. I knew, like, when I laid down in bed, I was like, okay, tomorrow's it's gonna be a fulfilling day. There's gonna be a lot of things, but most of them aren't gonna be extremely hard and exhausting like things have been.
Yes.
Yeah.
That explains how I felt as well. I can't stick to a schedule, and then the schedule changes, and I'm like, dang. And so I was waiting for today, like how you said. Yes, it's time slots, and it's...
So today it is, like, today I'm balancing, like, how you balance family and everything in it. And I mean, usually it's just my husband and I, but today it's like at 5, I'm going to go back into mom mode. And it's like, it's weird going into mom mode because I don't see my kids very often. And they're grown-ups.
Not because she doesn't see kids.
Yeah.
They're grown-ups.
Yeah, that. Yeah, I did the full-on, like, raising all these kids who are adults. There's 4 of them. Our last one's graduating college now, and it's crazy when it's like, you know, you go back and see all the people that you haven't seen, like all the parents that your kids grew up with and stuff, and it's gonna be one of those things, like like a memory thing. Some of it I'm like,
weird memories too. Dang, it's hard for me to even imagine.
It's so crazy. Even looking back, I'm like, damn, I didn't realize I was that old. I do now though.
Old, because you're not old. Oh my gosh, having kids is so weird because it puts you in these brackets of like people your same exact age
are having children.
Have no kids or are starting to have kids.
Just starting.
And she has a grandkid and she's like, fuck, I'm so old. And I'm like, but you're not though, because some people are just starting that same part of your life that you already did. So you have all this different experience.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is exhausting.
There's so much.
Makes you feel old.
Right. When I look back on all the years and all the things that we did and that we needed to do to raise 4 children, it's crazy.
So she'll
crazy.
Sometimes she says stuff out loud and I'm like, dang, that sounds rough. And then she'll say it and I go, oh, I just did that for a year.
You do what you have to do. And you like work hard. You work hard for a goal. The goal was to raise those children and to get them where they're at today. And, you know,
And
now I can look back and I'm like,
he's graduating
and
college.
today one of them is graduating college, and that makes me super, super happy. You know,
Like,
I mean,
damn, you did a good job.
and he plays baseball for UCR. This is like a big weekend for him. It's like his last weekend of playing baseball, like probably ever, unless he decides, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
there are
so
ways to maintain it, but yes, I know what you mean.
I want to give him a shout out though, because he was doing so good, and he was like right at that spot that he had worked so hard for so that he could play baseball. And when COVID hit, he was having scouts and stuff looking at him and offering things. And then COVID hit and everything stopped, except for the ages of these boys and the fact that they're going to be graduating and going. And so they got an extra year given to them after COVID. But by that time, now the scouts are looking at the younger guys, you know, the guys that are up and coming.
There's a window.
And there is a huge window for getting, you know, drafted. It sucks for him, but I know that, you know, there's a huge plan for him. So I'm so proud of him. So yeah.
Also, congratulations. Yes.
Woo! Whoa.
Random thought. Legos are not the worst thing to step on.
Oh, I know.
Touch this dinosaur.
Oh yeah, that would hurt. That one would hurt.
I pulled that out specifically. That dinosaur has made me cry.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna step on it and see. Give me a Lego.
You
Do you have
should.
a Lego? Step on this and a Lego.
The little horns.
Yeah.
Dang.
The horns
This
look
one,
like they hurt.
That's the one. The nose
Oh,
one.
yeah, because these ones kind of go down unless you step on it like. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If you step on it like that, you'll
bleed.
Look, I already have little things, and it was only like a second.
Fuck that dinosaur.
Okay, so our first main thing was trying to figure out what our balance is, and knowing how to balance what like your job, your family, the fun. You know, you're letting loose.
Do you see? I had a fun moment.
And that made me the fun.
Look at my cup. I turned blue because I took a drink, you guys.
Do it again.
Amazing. She was trying to be all serious, and I was like, oh my god, my
that's
cup.
okay, because that's the other one, fun. And that's the one that most of us forget when we're trying to balance all the other things. My mom said something to me, well, I know you're so busy, but how can you have such a good time when you're at the studio and you're recording and stuff? I'm like, dude, because that is my let loose. That's my party. That's my drink. That's my go out and have a good time. And so I know I go to concerts and I go to things like that, but literally I'm there for the music and I'm letting loose, but not in the way that I need to, you know, like
she doesn't let loose at concerts.
I don't.
Melissa
anymore.
stands behind me.
I'm so like
so
this.
I don't get kidnapped.
I'm so, yeah.
This isn't a joke. She doesn't have fun.
I
This
like the
bitch
music.
stood
I love the
behind me.
music. It's hard for me now. Concerts are different. I love going, but like my expectations of myself don't work out, and then I'm mad at me, and then it kind of ruins my time, because then I'm like, dang, I can't even keep up how I used to, and I'm tired and I'm done, and it's just all those things. But I push myself, and I'll go to every fucking concert still.
We go to all kinds of shows.
I mean, I love it.
So one, Red Rocks is magical for this kind of attitude.
Yeah.
Because you get a seat,
you can
get
sit down the whole
space.
time.
People aren't stepping on you or touching you. Even if people spill, it probably won't get on you, which is cool.
Huge. Like, I used to be like, why are you getting VIP? Let's just go hang out with everybody. What the fuck? And I loved doing that. Sorry, I'm a little kid cussing. I should get in trouble.
Ooh, you're gonna be so...
Dude.
Normally it's me with the potty mouth, and today it's her.
Demir had a funny story too. Demir gave one of the kids soap, one of his daughters, who it was before me, and he put soap in her mouth, and she had a reaction, and they had to go to the doctor. You're not allowed to put soap in your kids' mouths, guys. It's against the law.
I didn't know that. My sister Lindsay had to buy a bar of soap a lot.
You know what? When our parents used to do that to us, it sucked, but I guess it didn't help.
Wash your mouth out.
I guess I was gonna say maybe it helped, but I guess it didn't help, because here I am.
It didn't fucking help.
See?
Sorry. Yeah, I lucky I have the microphone today. I lost it.
You guys are so lucky.
The neighbors gonna hear me. I don't even care.
Girl, why is she so happy today? This bitch is usually yelling and shit
Yes.
over there.
Roof.
What is she, bipolar? And I can say that because I am. So.
She's like, I can say that.
So they say. So the doctors say.
You know, it is funny when people have their own issues and can joke about them. That's my favorite.
I mean, because you can say anything you want. Nobody could get mad. What? What?
On the morning ride, Jake Bushnell told a story about how, because he's Jewish. And, and
This one was
cutting
hilarious.
a deal with a Korean man. And he's
He
married
started
to-
it off and I died, dude. He's like, so this Korean man and a Jew walk into it.
Trying to make a
He
deal.
goes, I was the Jew.
I'm the Jew. And so he tells this little story, but he's like, it was.
They both equally were happy at the end.
Yes, they were.
So it was a good story.
It was a good story, but the whole
started off
story was
hilarious.
about how neither one of them was like about how they deal with money. Dang! So if you want to hear that story, go on the morning ride.
Yeah.
Shit, that was a good.
And if you
episode.
miss Jake, go on the morning ride too, because he's there like 2 times a week. And it's lots of fun. He does a lot of movie reviews, and they're amazing.
You know what? I haven't seen over half those movies either.
I haven't either. And now I know, like, I'm not going to watch that shit.
Right?
I'm going to waste my time. So I love that he does that, because now I know what not to watch. Well, and since we're talking about Jake, we can also talk about Duddy real quick, because we wanted to give probably both of them a shout out and say thank you for having Feeling Good with Duddy.
Yes.
Because that's where Jessie and I met, and that's where Jessie and I started to get our training.
Yes.
We call it training now.
So we keep saying we've been doing this for 2 years.
Yeah.
But we have not been doing this for 2 years. It's been 1 year.
It's only been a year that Jessie and I have been doing Nameless and working together on Dirty Sisters.
Yes. And so 2 years is our drinking anniversaries.
And we didn't know it. I mean, we knew each other for after that, but we've known each other for almost 2 years.
With that whole first year was us dedicating our time to Feeling Good with Duddy shenanigans.
Every bit of our extra time
All
to
of it.
Feeling Good with Duddy.
Address books.
I mean, our family was
videos.
like, are you guys like
What's
hanging
the
out
point
with
of
us?
this? Yeah.
What are you guys doing? Like, what? Like, and we're like, just.
We're having a good time. That's what we needed.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to say thank you to Duddy and Jake for Feeling Good with Duddy, because that show was fun and it was a lot of practice for what
Yeah,
we're
it
fucking
gave us
doing now.
It gave us so much like training.
Yeah, much
That's all I can
training.
think of. So much training to know how to proceed and handle different situations while we're doing what we're doing now.
Yeah.
And so it was definitely a learning experience, and we are very happy that we learned from you guys, because
We are happy as duck about
look
it.
at what we're doing, and it's all because we learned from you guys.
Yeah.
So thank
thanks.
you.
Yes. And watch.
And if
RoC
you don't
Duddy
like us and you don't watch us, then
and then we don't care at all. We give no fucks.
because we said what we said.
Yeah. Then.
So there.
You know what I like is aggressive finger guns. I do that a lot.
I can't snap that
No?
loud.
Can snap?
I can,
Snap fine.
but not like loud.
that was like my teeth.
Mine sound more like cracker, like little cracker the pop things. And yours sound like, yeah. And mine's like,
I like to do this. Yeah!
oh, don't leave me hanging.
We did a good job!
Oh, look, we have musical instruments. Can we be in your band? Anybody?
Trying to get a French horn.
Jessie can play instruments.
I can.
So,
I can play any instrument I want to. It's kind of a weird thing.
yeah, that's how Tim is.
I taught myself the piano. I've played trumpet, French horn, guitar, piano. I can read all of the music. I just never learned all of the drums.
What are you waiting for?
I know which one the snare is.
Well, you could always go to the VIP music
music.
school out in San Diego.
Yes, I could. Yes, I could. Maria Connors, hey! You know, I've thought about that. Well, when I get my French horn,
Right.
I'm hitting her up because can you please give me lessons and also just some basic sheet music for some really good
I don't
songs?
need to learn all of it, but I would love to. And you're never too old to learn something new.
Which is something we talk about in episode 44. Starting to lose numbers because they're so high. I want to be more high.
Well, we only have a couple more things to say because we talked about letting loose. We talked about family and balance.
And how there's probably never balance.
Never
you
balance,
always gotta
but when
try.
you look back, you'll go, oh, wait, there was a little bit of balance there.
Which
'Cause-
is part of the balance.
Right. And then the last thing that we wanted to talk about is go big or go home.
Yes.
And a new meaning to it.
Yep. And the new meaning is directly related to Roots of Creation and something that Brett Wilson said. And we asked him what his dream venue was. And part of his answer, they've been international. And his dream venue was a local, well, not local, but
Not local to us.
yeah, and like to his dreams and like to the United States, it's an attainable goal within the States. And so for somebody who's already been international to have a dream that is within the States, and like, I like that he already went big
Yeah.
and now he's working home.
Yeah.
So he already did these worldwide international
Like where
goals.
people all over the world know who they are.
Yes, and it's magical, but he still has
His home base is smaller.
yes, and
And-
his goals are within the States, within reach, within a very I related so much to that with what we did with Dirty Sisters and kind of Nameless, where
Right.
we took this idea, and even Anthony in the beginning was like, you guys need to fucking
Yeah,
pick
we
one,
did.
fuck.
Well, with Dirty Sisters, we reached so many women throughout the entire United States that we
Fast.
went big. We went big. Even with Nameless, we went big.
And we just started grabbing people, and we were like, we're going to interview you, we're going to interview you, we're going to go here, we're going to do this, we're going to record this, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
And so we've done all of these major, major things within Nameless and Dirty Sisters that now is when we're working on the at-home
Right.
local stuff. Beach cleanups, neighborhood cleanups, people in our local
Trying to get
scene.
people to know who we are because nobody knows. I mean, some people know who we are out here, but a handful of people.
Yeah.
And so it's not comparable to the amount of people that really know about what we're doing or what we're trying to achieve. So now it's really hard to get the people around you in your area on board.
And we don't mean specifically like our neighborhoods
No,
or
just,
something like that.
just
but,
all
like,
together, just
Southern
when it comes
California.
to it, different places.
one
and-
person I want to I want to shout out Kat Hall.
yeah.
So she's everywhere. She's fucking everywhere. And if you haven't listened to her music, listen to her music. Total vibe. She was at Maydays. Anywhere that there is live music, in Southern California, Kat Hall will be there.
She is definitely everywhere.
And
And you have to be. You
Yes.
have to be everywhere in the area that you want people to know about you because that's the only way to do it.
that's the go home
Yeah.
part of go big and go home. It's not or anymore. It's go big and go home. We're working now on the go home part where we're trying to clean up and do the local meetups. That's the go home part because we already went big. We have people everywhere.
Yeah.
We have people in Canada. We have people in New Zealand that I could call on. Like,
Yeah.
we have people everywhere. Now we have to maintain the home balance where we represent Southern California and all of the people who
Exactly.
are working their asses off within this area.
Yeah.
The same as us, because we are also working our asses off.
Literally still.
Today, allotting time slots.
Yeah. I think it's cool that so many people watch and know what we're doing. Care.
Demir
Like,
makes fun
I'll
of us
bring it
all
all
the
up.
time because he says, you're bringing reggae back to the community. When was it ever lost? And we're like, no, we're not bringing reggae back. We're bringing the love, the
Of
one
reggae
love of reggae.
into
Yes.
the community.
We want to show the people we have reggae, and with reggae comes this whole family that we have from Dirty Sisters and the Feeling Good with Eddie Bunker and now Nameless and even all of these pin groups, Something Dirty and The Den and
But now there's so many of us that are in all of those groups that we're able to start like really building that up. And I think the love of reggae needs to be in the community because
I do
the
too.
community suck. And there's so many people that suck that we need to just start helping each other and pushing each other to do better and stop bringing each other down and stop
And bringing
saying-
our own selves down.
and stop being mean to yourselves.
You guys already know that we have this vibe, and you do have to be kind to yourself, and you have to let yourself have fun, and you have to be ridiculous and do the stuff that you think is going to be embarrassing because it's fun. You don't have to justify it with alcohol or drugs.
Why can't I act a fool and be sober doing it and enjoy myself and have fun? And remember it the next day. Get out of your comfort zone. Those are the fun things. Those are the things that make memories.
Yeah, and go out, go to the places, go to the local shows, go see the smaller bands.
Everywhere.
We're catching all of those smaller shows. I don't know, it feels very magical, and it does feel good. We've been working so hard, and we've been abusing ourselves.
So much.
But now we get to sit here dress in our jammies and go, oh, it works out.
I want to take a nap. That's the
I
cool
do
thing.
too.
Is it nap time now?
You know what? I think it is. You want to go have nap time?
Nap time.
Okay.
Peace.